Hello and welcome to the Community Voice. I am Fara. EdFed's in the house today, and they are my guests. Joining me is Michael Aubrey. He's the Senior Vice President of Lending, and Tim Scharnagl. He's the Director of Consumer and Lending. And I'm so happy that you both are here. We're going to talk about Auto Buying 101. That's a frustrating process, how to get through it, what you guys do to help your customers, your future customers. And I'm so glad you're joining me today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
We appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
And it's really cool to meet the people behind a brand, because so many times we do business with people we don't know. And there's something about a personal touch that EdFed brings to the table every single time in so many different ways. So auto buying, a daunting process that you break down. And I'm so glad you're here to tell me more about that.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to help. It's our job is to try to humanize lending. It's more than just filling out an application and getting an answer and doing it, strictly online. We have representatives available all the time to speak with our consumers and guide them and educate them, especially when it comes to auto. It's most people are not financially savvy. They don't really have much education. I think education's coming back in schools, but there's been a gap. And it's difficult to go into a dealership, and it's easy to feel intimidated. So it's our job to help guide them through that and take that pain away and make it easy for them. And we'll talk more through this, but we get hundreds of compliments on it. It's very exciting.
And it's really neat to know both of you are locally grown. You grew up here, you made roots here. You were from Homestead.
Correct.
You were also from the south end of town.
Well, I was born in Miami, raised in Pompano. Yeah. So,
well, I like to say the south end of town. You're not from Orlando or north.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. Yes, we're below our Mason-Dixon line, right? Yeah, absolutely.
The world according to all of us,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So, what is that like to be local? To growing up local, to seeing the industry, and you've been with EdFed for quite a number of years. So tell me what that's like as part of your job, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it gives us a unique perspective of growing up in the area, kind of knowing the market a bit, and being able to see, and have that feeling of community, here being that it's a community that we grew up in. I've been with EdFed for going on 15 years. This will be my 15th year now. Most of it has been in lending. So I've been able to grow within the credit union, learn a lot, learn about the auto buying. We have a great auto buying service that we offer, our Auto Advantage service. And it's really just helped us to be able to translate that to our membership and be able to give them that service and guide them through that entire process.
Talk about that auto buying service.
Sure. So it's a free service for all of our membership. We have 3 auto advisors that will work with our membership once they've been, pre-approved. They know what their budget is. They find out what vehicle the member's looking for. And we have a network of over 50 dealerships that we work with, and they can locate those vehicles. They help give guidance to the member. If the member maybe doesn't know which vehicle, but they know what their budget is, helps guide them to which vehicle might fit their needs based on, how many kids do they have, and, do they have dogs or anything like that, to help know how large of a vehicle or how small, what's important to them, and then help to guide them to certain vehicles. They set up the appointments at the dealerships. They're all pre-negotiated prices, through our dealers that we work with. So it just really makes the experience very seamless for the member and takes that stress out of the auto buying process.
Absolutely.
So, Michael, talk to me about growing up in the neighborhood of Miami Beach and north of here. What's that like to see a community grow and you being part of that, especially with EdFed? You've been with them a very long time.
Yeah, it's quite rewarding. I've actually been in the financial services industry for 40 years. This is my 40th year, and I've been with EdFed for 6. Lived all over the country, born and raised here. After college, I went to got in with another bank and moved and lived in 9 states over 20 years. That was an education in itself, seeing everything. But yes, growing up here, watching, we were just talking about it earlier. There used to be nothing when we were growing up here west of Dixie Highway, and now it's all, just this big metropolis. And it's exciting to see and be a part of that. And we're local people serving local people. That's the thing. We understand the community. We understand the neighborhoods. We understand what it's like living here. It's a different lifestyle. I mean, it's a wonderful lifestyle, but it's completely different than the Midwest, completely different than California, and only if you've been able to travel do you understand that uniqueness. But we tailor that, and we do understand. So it's local people serving local people.
And it was interesting. I had with me the CEO, Mike DiBenedetto, and it was wonderful to learn more about the organization from the up down. And it's eye-opening that you can have such a personal touch. And I want to jump to a short video about the brand, about EdFed. So Alex, can you do us a favor and roll them?
What does it mean to feel financially secure? Let us help you find out by gifting yourself an EdFed membership and becoming a part of something better this year. Students of Miami-Dade County Public Schools and Miami-Dade College, along with their immediate family members, are eligible to join. Enjoy our wide variety of services designed to help you improve and maintain your financial health. Benefit from home and vehicle loans with lower rates and flexible terms. Take advantage of our checking with rewards, nationwide ATM access, convenient branch locations, scholarship opportunities, plus so much more. We stand by our mission. People helping people. Let us help you. Become a member today.
That's wonderful. I feel like it's so inclusive of so many people and generationally, and I think that's important, to be meeting people where they are.
Absolutely.
Right.
And let's dive into the auto industry, the auto buying portion, auto buying 101, things that we don't know, frustrations that we might feel. How do you guys address that in buying in today's economy and market? Who wants to go first? Michael? You seem to be nodding a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a lot to take on. It can be overwhelming. I mean, I'm a car guy. I mean, I've got too many cars. It's an addiction. But if you don't know cars, it can be an overwhelming experience. You go into this large, and our dealerships down here are huge. They're very large. So you go in and there's, you get peppered from people and you don't really have any control. And are you getting a good deal? Not getting a good deal? Is this the right vehicle for you? Not the right vehicle for you? Well, we take all that out, and take that frustration out. We have, like Tim mentioned earlier, we have point people. We set appointments with our contacts. We do pre-negotiated prices. We help and ask open-ended questions. Again, the local serving the local. What are you really looking for? Tim mentioned, children, dogs. I mean, do you need a truck? Do you need an SUV? Do you need a compact? Is it a commuter? What is it you're looking to achieve? Because your needs for a car, Tim's needs for a car, and mine are completely different. And it's up to us to understand each individual's needs and then fulfill them based on the network of the 50 dealers that we have on what they want, and give them choices and options. And it really just takes the stress out of it. Yeah. And we hear, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or whatever, but it used to be traditionally a lot of women would say, I get taken advantage of wherever I go anywhere and this and that. And we have a lot of young buyers. We just recently had a young buyer. It was a daughter of one of our employees, and the accolades that's the heartwarming thing of what we do. And that's the humanization of it. You took all the pressure away. I felt safe. That was the key word, right? It was safe. And that really resonated with me. And that is the difference in what we do and what other institutions do. That's what a credit union is all about. And we enjoy what we do. And it's that reward. And
right. You're a supporter of community newspapers, a constant advertiser, and we appreciate your business. And you actually have, if I can get that on camera, is EdFed's Money Tips on Auto Buying 101.
Correct.
And additionally, that's going to be running through all of community newspapers, both in print and online. So thank you for penning that for us. Tim, walk us through that process. Do I go into an auto anywhere company, or do I go to an assigned list that EdFed works with? How does that work? How does that what's the differential than me just going into, let's say, a big dealership?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and with EdFed, we can finance from anywhere. So if you are more comfortable doing the negotiations on your own, we can finance from, really almost any dealership. But with the process with EdFed would be that you contact us first. You contact our auto advisor team first. And then we will set those appointments for you because, as Michael mentioned, we have specific contacts within each of these dealerships. So we want to make sure that we get you to the right person, so that way you do have that stress-free, process at the dealership. Because I know your question earlier too that Michael was answering, it can be very overwhelming to go in on your own and to have the flock of salesmen, rushing towards you to try and be the one that they take, and then are the things that they're telling you, 100% accurate? Are you getting the right price? And that's where, with the EdFed Auto Advantage service, we are able to kind of take that guesswork out of it. And I will say that is one of the things that if you are going to go on your own, it's important to do your homework first. Know what you're getting into, know what your budget is, know what the vehicle is that you're going to go look at, what options does it have, what is the MSRP. One thing that's changed a lot through the pandemic was the price of cars. So, prior to the pandemic, you can get, cars maybe at invoice price or, 1% over invoice. Now it's really you're paying MSRP, and that's a good deal. So, the average car price in America has gone up to a little over $48,000,
Wow.
which is really skyrocketed. So it's, about knowing what your budget is, and then using the auto advisor, team can really help take that guesswork out of it, because they know the research already, and they know what cars should be going for.
So this is new, and these are pre-owned. Is that what that the arena that you jump back and forth from?
Correct. Yeah, we can finance both new and pre-owned, and the Auto Advantage team can really help knowing what your budget is. They can help guide you on which option might be the best to fit your budget, because the new cars, like we said, it's $48,000 is the kind of average cost. On a new, you might be able to find used cars, maybe only a couple of years old, that are certified pre-owned, that you can get for much less and maybe fit more into your budget and still be a quality vehicle.
And as a lender at EdFed, does the increase in the price of the car have an impact on your ability to provide loans?
Well, it depends. Depends
Right.
on the individual's budget. Again, this is why when Tim was just talking about, is it new or used, it's up to our open-end questions with our member, uncovering what they really need, and what do they want to spend more, and are they worried about having 0 miles on the car when they drive off the lot and have that smell, or are they more interested in something reliable, good transportation with a warranty that they can get for $10,000 or $15,000 less. Tim brought up a really good point. The average car now is $48,000. It's up $10,000 in just 4 years. That's significant. The pandemic drove prices up. There was a shortage of inventory. We all heard the chip issue. Used cars shot up.
What is the
dramatically.
Chip issue, in case our audience members
Well,
don't
the
know
chips is what operates the electronics in the car, okay, microchips. And during the pandemic, the microchips were all seized up by consumer buyers, laptops, TVs, and it caused the automakers to be short because the automakers weren't producing the cars. And so they didn't take advantage of those chip orders. So the chip orders were sent to the consumer needs. Then when the auto manufacturers started getting back, there was a shortage. And an interesting statistic, we're talking about there's 300 chips in a normal car, and in an electric car. Then, of course, the electric market turned on, right? And what made the chip shortage even worse is, take a guess how many chips are in an electric car. There's 300 in a regular gas car.
One can only imagine.
10 times that, 3,000.
Really?
3,000 chips per car. So you can produce 10.
Not potato chips, not Dorito chips.
No, those would be.
That would have been fine with me. I would have eaten up all those chips, boy. That would have been good for me.
But all that, and all that electronics and everything is operating that vehicle. And so you can make 10 combustible cars versus 1 electric car. And a lot of manufacturers shifted to the EV, the electric vehicle market. Now that's kind of simmered off a little bit, and the gas is still heavy. They're not quite capturing the market. But the chip shortage came back, and they're plentiful, and now inventory is coming back. So like Tim's saying, the market constantly changes. Where it was difficult during the pandemic to really get what you wanted, you maybe had to pay more, which ever more valuable for our auto buying service. Now we're able to even negotiate some deals. You're starting to see some manufacturer incentives. Market's kind of coming full circle, and EdFed is right in the mix and staying abreast of all of those.
Right.
It's good to be right on target, up to the minute, up to date of what's going on in the industry. Really, and that's only one of the compartments of what EdFed does. So it's really amazing. So we're getting back to the $10,000 or more mark above sticker price. How does that affect a residual value, and what does that mean for the consumer and for the dealer themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely have a negative impact on a consumer who purchased when it was $10,000 over the market value. As we know, cars depreciate immediately after you drive them off the lot. So if you were, unfortunately, during the pandemic, having to pay these high prices, you could be into a situation where you're very upside down right now, and maybe finding yourself in a situation, or a consumer could be finding themselves in a situation where maybe the payments are a little bit more than what they were bargaining for initially. And that's where, doing your research again and looking at something maybe even with EdFed, refinancing, trying to get into a lower rate. So rates.
EdFed, you can approach, even if it wasn't initially through you guys, you can go back to EdFed and say, look, I'm having trouble. I'm underwater. I'm upside down. How can you help me?
There's a lot of ways we can help.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where maybe we can't, get you from being upside down on the car, right, underwater on the car, but maybe we can help refinance and get into a lower payment and make things a little bit more comfortable. As we know, Miami has a high cost of living, and so it's, the payment is a big thing for a lot of members, and that's something that we can look into. And it kind of covers your question earlier too about, how have these higher prices affected, the lending that we can do. Really it comes down to, again, us helping the member with their budget. And that's what it really comes down to, is how much car can you afford, and helping to guide them into the right price range and the right type of car. Because, sometimes we fall in love with certain vehicles, and we can justify it in our own minds of like, oh, I want to buy that luxury car.
And further down the road.
Right. But, EdFed, I think we do a good job of trying to help counsel our members on what really was within their budget, and kind of help guide them to the right car that's going to fit that, so they don't get into a bad situation.
It's also about term, cars are being financed longer terms now, like 7 years. And the average is 60 months, 5 years, maybe a little over, about 62, 63 months, which is pushing on 5.5 years. But it used to be 15 years ago, it was like 48 months, 4 years was a long car loan term. Now it's up to 7 years. So we have to work with our members and find out, how often do you trade? If you're one that trades every 2 years, probably a 7-year loan isn't good for you. Let's get it somewhere in here and get the payment where, so maybe you don't need that one with all the bells and whistles. So we work with them in those areas. One of the things that Tim was alluding to is our refinance program called Swap and Drop. It's the best on the market. We will refinance your car at least with a 1% savings or more in your interest rate. And what's great about that, or what people don't understand too, is when you finance with the dealers are getting paid incentive on that on an indirect basis. We work exclusively with our dealers on a direct basis. So there's no participation paid. We get the best prices to the member. So for those that have bought through the dealer and have a higher payment and a higher rate, we've been able to drop them by as much as 3%, depending on the term and the make and the model of the vehicle and their credit. So it's been a very valuable and viable program for us. In fact, we're running, about 50-50 on refis and new car purchases. And we've helped a lot of people save a lot of money.
It's great education. And your membership is growing.
Exactly.
Exponentially.
Almost at 100,000.
Yeah.
I think when you talked to Mike earlier, it was like, he said 90, and we're closing in on our 100,000th member.
Look at that smile you have on your face. Isn't this great to be a brand that's growing?
Absolutely. Yeah. We grew 10,000 members last year. It's amazing, helping families and fit their financial needs. We're chartered to meet the financial needs of the people that we deal with in the community. You know, we're all members. That's the difference with a credit union. Mike talked to you a little bit about that in his interview. We're owners of the credit union. We don't answer to shareholders. We answer to our members. Those members are the people that work at the credit union because we're members. So those are internal members. And then we have the external members, which are the members that come to us that work outside of the credit union. So we do everything to look at, is it a good membership experience? And it has to be a good membership experience for our internal people in order to deliver to our external members a positive experience. So it's a win-win.
And this month is Auto Month for you all, and you're doing a webinar and you're doing location stuff. So let's just talk about that and how this education is so important, because a community needs to feel supported. It does take a village. I don't know anything about cars or credit unions. Other, my education has been through your words and my research, and I'm sure our audience doesn't know the differential between going mainstream or going to. But I find that this has been quite an education because you're supporting your community,
right?
And the steps that you do for educating is amazing.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
we do.
After you.
I mean, we do this all the time at work. We play off each other all the time, which is great.
Laurel and Hardy.
We do. Yeah. We hold monthly webinars and educate our membership. Last month we did one on home buying and debt consolidation. And this month is auto. So every month is a different focus. And it's our job to educate those about finances. And we enjoy it. We get a lot of satisfaction out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Next weekend, on Saturday or this coming Saturday, we're doing the Auto Buying 101 webinar. So our membership anybody really can, register to participate in that. It's going to be myself and Michael walking through, kind of from the beginning to end, what to expect in that auto buying, process, and then talk about our Auto Advantage service as well. And then on March 9th, we're going to be having a car sale, at our Kendall branch location, where we're going to have 6 different dealerships, over 150 vehicles. So it's going to be a great opportunity for the membership to really come and kind of have like a one-stop shop to be able to find all these vehicles, pre-negotiated prices. So it takes that stress out for that day. Our auto advisors are going to be on site that day, helping out members.
What's the address of this location?
So that one is 7800 Southwest 117th Avenue, and that's in Miami, Florida.
Wonderful. It's probably a great time now to take out another video look of what's going on with EdFed.
This is Raul Farinas, and he's the Senior Auto Advantage Advisor here at EdFed, and he's going to be answering some questions on what the exclusive service does. Thank you, Raul. So for those who don't know, what is the Auto Advantage service?
Auto Advantage is a free service available to all of our members here at the credit union. We have partnered with a large group of dealerships in the South Florida area that have agreed to provide our members with a haggle-free auto buying experience. Each dealership assigns a specific manager to represent us there and also work directly with our members. On our end, our advisors monitor and supervise the whole transaction from beginning to end.
Nice, Raul. Thank you for that. So, what kind of feedback do you get from members who use this service?
Well, first of all, they love the fact that it's a free service that we provide to them. Secondly, they love us having their back. They appreciate that. And also saving them the time to be at a dealership for hours negotiating the price of a car. They tell us the process is very convenient, it's very smooth. So basically, they just tell us what they want and we go out and get it.
What if somebody wants to take advantage of this service but isn't an EdFed member?
Well, it's very easy. All they have to do is join the credit union, apply and get pre-approved for an auto loan, and then Auto Advantage will do the rest.
Thanks, Raul. If you'd like more information on how to benefit from EdFed's Auto Advantage service, visit edfed.org/Auto Advantage.
I love watching those videos. She's so sweet.
Yeah,
she's so welcoming.
No, she's great.
Let's talk about the Auto Advantage program. It sounds like a great benefit for the membership. And what other ways do you support individuals through the auto buying process? We covered some, but maybe we missed a couple of other.
Sure. So, from beginning to end, really the first step is doing the application. So, our Auto Advantage team will, help get the membership to the right representative to get the application going and give them that guidance on getting the application done, Once the member's been approved, that's where Auto Advantage really steps in. They're going to know, how much you've been approved for, what your budget is, what kind of car you're looking for. And then they'll go ahead and start reaching out to our network of dealerships for you and then finding which dealership has that car. Because while the market has gotten better for inventory, there are still some areas that are certain models that may or may not be in stock everywhere. So they'll find the vehicles. They go over the pricing with you to say, this is what we found, this is the trim level, all the details, and this is the price that we can get it for you at. And if the member's interested, they'll go ahead and set up that appointment to go see our specific contact at the dealership. That way, when the member goes, they have a set time. There's no waiting around. Helps really to reduce that time at the dealership. They already know what the price is going to be, so there's no funny business once they get there at the dealership. And, drive off with the car, really, and we go ahead and complete the lending while they're there at the dealership. We're able to close the loan electronically, through the services that we have. And so the member, while they're sitting with the dealership signing paperwork, they also will get ours for the loan, sign it, give the member give the dealership what they need and drive off with a new car or a used car.
That's all there is to it.
It's a really simple process
That's wonderful.
when they go through Auto Advantage.
That's so wonderful. And it's Saturday, February 24th at 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And the way to get some more information is
www.edfed.org.
I think /webinar.
Webinar.
Webinar.
Right.
Yeah, there
Yep.
you go.
You guys.
The webinar.
I
Well,
tease it.
the other thing I want to mention, though, is about in the auto buying process. You hear people all the time tell us, oh, I spent 7 hours at the dealer. I was like, felt like a prisoner there. We make it in and out, make it easy, and it works really well. And the same thing's going to be for our car sale, that if you get pre-approved in advance, great. And if not, you can get approved while you're there. You can all do it on the app and get downloaded, and we'll let you know, and then go pick your car out. And, we probably get you in and out in under an hour and a half.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And,
But what if
which
you're
is
not
great.
approved before the event? How do you get the loan discount?
Yeah. So the day of the event, as long as you kind of are able to apply and get approved that day, we'll go ahead and honor the discount that we're going to give, because we're going to give a special 0.25% off of the qualifying rate for our membership if they get approved and purchase that day. So we're encouraging everyone to get pre-approved because that's going to give them the most ease the day of the sale, because you already have one step down. But if not, first thing in the morning, like Michael started to mention, that they can use our app and they can apply for the loan right through the app. Or they can call into our lending center that day at 273-5626. Or they can even
273 loan.
or
That's
loan,
right. That's right. It goes right to our lending
yes.
center.
So let's talk about some success stories,
Sure.
testimonials from members that have had success from your Auto Advantage service.
Right. So, we get honestly probably daily emails go back to our Auto Advantage team of thanking them for the work that they've put in. Many times I get copied on those. Michael, I'll forward them over to Michael, of just members really sending their gratitude for making the process so simple.
And what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
Well, that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. Where else you hear a lot of people say what they do, they don't find very rewarding. We do. We're very fortunate for that. It's really not a job. It's who we are. We really like what we do. We love what we do. And we want to help people, and it's exciting.
Right.
And it's very rewarding. It's a good feeling. Like I told you earlier, on one of our employees, a daughter went and she said, I felt safe. And, what a compliment, and just, we get those all the time. And even my friends or people that I talk to, oh, we'll do your swap and drop, go, man, you guys were easy. It just made it so simple and seamless. That's the big thing. We hear
Right.
seamless, easy, friendly, quick, efficient. And those are the greatest compliments to us, to take the hassle out of. It's a stressful situation, buying a car. It's a major investment.
Right.
It takes a large chunk of your budget, right?
Yeah, no, it absolutely makes me feel great knowing that our membership is getting the service that they need, because like you mentioned before, a lot of people don't know what goes into the whole process and they feel intimidated. And to be able to really guide them through that, make them have a good experience and change their mindset of, something that maybe seems daunting to something that's very easy for the future. it really makes me feel really great to know that we're doing that for our membership.
And this is just one component of what EdFed does.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah,
You are community givers,
Mhm.
stewards to your community.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're scholarships. We do all kinds of events. We did a shred-a-thon. I mean,
Right.
the webinars, the information. We have full service lending and deposit products.
And you have many locations, 7 locations.
7 locations.
Soon to
and
have our
growing.
8th.
Yeah. And growing.
Miramar will open up in March or April.
Right.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and we have a member outreach team that goes out to the schools
Oh yeah.
and different events to reach out to the community in that way as well. Do education for the students.
And
in
that
the
was something
schools also.
that really, when Mike and I were having that conversation, that really stood out in my mind because there was no course. There was no after school activity to
Right.
know about being financially savvy or financially like astute. And and to have that program for young people to really embark on is such a major
Right.
benefit for their future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because, like we said, many people get out there and don't have any idea, constitute budget, how much to allow for housing, car, food, all of that. And we know that everything costs more. So and people are watching their dollars a lot more. So, again, it goes back to what we talked about this whole time, asking the leading questions of what are your needs? What are you looking to achieve? And through that, we may get a car, but find out that they really need a consolidation loan, and we can help them there. So we'll say, I can get you the car, but I can also save you an extra $500 a month in your budget through a home improvement or debt consolidation loan. Like, oh my gosh. So, it's just continuing to, again, fulfill and reward and satisfy and put our membership in a better financial situation.
Absolutely. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say you bring smiles to people, because in our last video, I just have to show because it's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. And
Sure.
and you bring humanity. And I want to thank you on our exit right now to Tim and Michael for
Our
being
pleasure.
here from EdFed and continued success and educating us all on auto buying 101. And I look forward to having you in the studio once again.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for having
much.
us.
Thank you for having
It was
us.
a pleasure.
Thank you. Roll it.
Are you really charging me $8,000 for dealership fees on this car?
How about I drop it down to, say, $7,000?
$7,000? Are you crazy? That's still too high.
Are you tired of the hassle and stress of negotiating at a dealership? Here's why buying a car with EdFed is the better option. With our free, no obligation Auto Advantage service, you get pre-negotiated prices and top-notch service. Plus, we offer low rates, flexible terms, and as an EdFed member, you get $100 cash back on all auto loans. Learn more at edfed.org/auto loans.